all. I thought when the flash hit, I thought, oh, you've been wanting it, you've been waiting, you've been asking around, and finally, today's the day. This is my updated 2024 makeup routine. No foundation needed, all drugstore products. And it shouldn't cost $1 million to get a good beat. And I'm here to tell you it's achievable. You want to get into the long-awaited makeup routine, stay tuned, keep on watching, and we can get on into it. Let's kick it off with the brows. There would be no face without the brows because they are the eyes of the face. So let's get into it. You know what they say about girls with unibrow? You know, you need to get rid of that shit. So let's get started with that one. I use tweezers. I've had these tweezers for years. These tweezers have made an appearance in every single of my YouTube videos ever. So I just have a brow shape at this point naturally. I'm just plucking the straight hairs that don't really align with the brow shape. I like to keep my brows a little bit on the thinner side these days and a bit of a like straight arch. So that's what I'm going for. But once you get your brow shape down, it's really easy to just go in and get your stragglers with the tweezers. And that's what I do. I think I'd rather do my brows at this point than anybody else. And you know what they say about girls with mustaches? Right, exactly. You gotta shave that shit off. So that's what we about to do. And sometimes there are little hairs left over from the tweezing, but I'm gonna use my razor to get rid of those. And yeah, once we get done with that, it's time to move on to just laying down the brows. I like to use Vaseline, by the way, to just make sure there's not dry shaving. You're not supposed to shave dry, everybody know that. I use Edge Booster to lay down my brows. It's like the only thing that tames my like really untamable brows. But here they are tamed, and I'm using my LA Girl concealer in medium beige. I will be telling you all the products I'm using down below. I'm not really so finicky about products these days because I think my technique is more so what, you know, saves the beat. So that's what we should really be focusing on. But all products I'm using is drugstore, except for like if you don't classify Juvia's Place as drugstore. I don't know why, because they're at Ulta and they're very cheap. But those are all the products I'm using today. And yeah, so I'm just getting my little foundation set up for my concealer. I like to do my base concealer. I'm using the same medium beige on this little V shape I do. I don't know who I saw doing this. I think I just kind of started doing this one day and it worked out and I kept doing it. I'm going in with Tawny in LA Girl concealer at that second part right there. And then I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution pot concealer. I don't know what shade this is, but it will be linked down below, of course. And I'm going in with this much. I think I like the lifted eye and like the really bright sides of the nose and a really bright under eye. That's what my inspo for this is. And I try to get a concealer that matches as close as possible to my skin because usually my foundation just does not match. And I got really embarrassed of like having a different face than my body. So I started doing this technique, and this has saved my skin's life, I think, because you couldn't even tell I don't have no foundation on when I get all said and done. So I'm going to blend that in, use my beauty blender. I've had this beauty blender for years. I'm going to go in with my sides. I'm going to blend out the most parts I want to see, like I said, the right side of the nose and an angled up, you know, corner of my eye. And I'm going to blend that out, blend it down. And I really like the way all three of these concealers blend together when it's all said and done. I don't know why I gotta make this face when I do it, but I think that adds to the beat. I just gotta make this face. A little concealer on the nose. So I'm not really like a concealer, like a contoured nose girl. I have a big old nose, and that's okay. So I just try to add a little bit of definition to the bridge and give the life back later on when I do my bronzing. As for setting all of that under eye, I'm using Airspun, and Airspun has never led me astray, ever. I don't know about flashback with Airspun. I don't know about I know about being a little oily at the end of the night because this is a drugstore powder, but I don't mind. I'm good for a blot. I'm good for a little tissue paper, go bop, 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 tap, 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 and oil is gone. So I don't mind too much. Do you have oily skin? I would recommend using a primer. As you can see, I don't use a primer. I just kind of go based off my skincare. This is right here is what's like, I feel like blends all of the face. Getting a good, nice face powder as matched as you possibly can, because that right there, it like solves the only having makeup in the center of your face problem. So I do a little bit of that Juvia's Place powder. Shade will be linked down below. And then I'm going with a Juvia's Place blushed palette. And I really like being blushed up these days. I think we've overlooked blush in the past, and it's time to get pinky. I'm using the Juvia's Place bronze contour palette, and I'm putting that right up underneath that blush I just used. I'm also using that top shade to do my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to drag that eyeshadow down to the sides of my nose, but nothing crazy, just a really quick swipe, 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 just so that it just leaves a bit of color, pigmentation. Dipping into this Tartelette palette for that shimmer shade, I like to just do a little boop on my tip of my nose and a little line just to show the bridge. I'm going in with this light color in the center of my eye, on my eyelid, and the underneath of my brow, the brow bone, because I really think we need to start getting back into highlighting that brow bone. I think it's just pretty essential. And at this point, my face starts coming together. At this point, a liner is optional, but let's get in close and let's get into this liner. So I like to use this Tarte liner. I don't know what it's called. It'll be down below. But I've been doing liner my whole life. So at this point, it's like second nature. It's like riding a bike. I do a little flick out. And I like my liner to be a little bit straighter these days. So I go ahead and connect that outer corner to the main liner. And that's really it. Like, it's really not difficult. A little bit of that same highlight color I use on my nose for my brow bone on top of that brow color. And it's time for lips. I love this Juvia's Place liner. You go so long using cheap liners that you don't really know that you need a better liner. So maybe I am wrong about the quality of makeup, but as for this, I can testify this Juvia's Place liner is like $10. It's the best $10 on the liner you'll ever spend. It lasts all night. It's very amazing. I'm using their gloss, their coffee shop gloss, tapping that on because I like the way it goes on when I tap it, and that's pretty much it. Once that lip is on, like, you're in the home stretch. Final touches. This is my everyday beat. I love it. So this is my no foundation makeup routine. I'll do something for the girls who think that who are convinced that no foundation makeup routines are not good for you. I'm about to do a flash test real quick, and let's see. Picture not that cute, but I thought when the flash hit, I thought girls was talking all that stuff about no foundation. No, they haven't been applying it like me, or they're just not like. No foundation routines are for specifically people who invest in their skincare. If you're not investing in that skincare, go grab your foundation. This ain't for you. Skincare routine coming soon. I know I keep saying that, but I have a lot of things on the way, and now that y'all seen the makeup tutorial, y'all can trust that I'm telling the truth. I'm so glad that we can finally have my updated 2024, even though I feel like I do my makeup the same. This is what I got going on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next one. Bye, beautiful.